Thank you very much. It's my great pleasure to be in this webinar. It's very interesting. My previous speakers, or our previous speakers, were excellent, and I learned too much in these 20 minutes. So let me give you some information about University of Belgrade. University of Belgrade is the oldest one in Serbia. It's founded in 1808. Also, I would like to say that is largest university in Belgrade, in Serbia, sorry, and is public university consisting about 5,000 teaching and research staff and about 100,000 students. Our university consists of 31 faculties, which are in 4 groups: medicine, medical groups, sciences, social sciences, technology, and engineering sciences. Apart from that, there are 11 research institutes that are in our university. And also we have 12 centers, different centers in our university. So number of our researchers and professors are engaged in various projects on improving environmental protection, and I divided these projects into 2 groups, in urban and non-urban areas. And also I would like to show the link between our university and our research and society as a whole. Some projects in urban areas could be as follows. For example, sources and the health risk assessment of potentially toxic elements in dust and children's playgrounds with artificial surfaces. This is a case study in Belgrade. And also fractionation, mobility and contamination assessment of potentially toxic metals in urban soils in 4 industrial Serbian cities. And third one is evaluation of urban contamination with trace elements in city parks in Serbia, using tree leaves, bark, and urban topsoil. But I think the most interesting project, ongoing project in Belgrade, is Belgrade Linear Park. Actually, this is interesting because this project is relocation of the existing railway in Belgrade and conversion of this traffic corridor, which is quite devastated, into a transform it into a public park. 10 teams are involved in this research. There are researchers, graduate students from the University of Belgrade, but also some young teachers. There are so many representatives also from surrounding area, such as high schools, museums, theaters, green market, and NGOs. Here you can see this project. You can see Danube River. This is really center of Belgrade. So there are 10 partitions of these projects that are working in our Belgrade. So these teams delivered very innovative and creative designs. Also, it should be said that this linear park should be very attractive, ecological, technological, research and educational demonstration polygon. This polygon promotes healthy living, cosmopolitanism via national culture, and also in environmental protection. I would say that also social and environmental improvements in this urban regeneration of very devastated zone is delivered by these researchers. Also, some joint courses were developed during this project, but I think that all these things have very positive impacts for mental and physical health and community cohesion, which is also expected. In conclusion, with these urban projects, it should be said that multidisciplinary approach allowed better understanding of the needs of a broad spectrum of stakeholders. Some projects in non-urban areas would be, for example, evaluation of potentially toxic element contamination in the riparian zone of the river Sava. Also, effects of climate changes and land use on soil erosion in Serbia. Especially, I would say several sentences about these projects: torrential floods in Serbia and erosion control at ski runs in Serbia. I choose one example, Stara Planina mountain in Serbia. So you can see disposition of the most destructive torrential floods in Serbia during 60 years. You can see a lot of spots, red ones and black ones. Those black ones, material damage and loss of human lives, and red ones with material damage. Apart from floods that have caused death of more than 70 people in the last 60 years, you can see also that material damage estimated at more than 8 billion euros in Serbia. You can see in the first half of the 20th century how the degraded landscape was in some places. This one as well. You can see very intensive erosion processes in the first half of the 20th century. Our scientists started long-term projects with several main goals, such as to achieve maximum security for people and their property, but also to be complementary with environmental protection, which includes sustainable soil usage, drinking water supply, also local economic development, biodiversity sustaining, which is extremely important in whole Serbia and of course whole Earth. Also,
I'm sorry, Professor Peter,
yes,
but unfortunately we cannot see your presentation.
You cannot see, sorry.
No problem.
How is it? Sorry.
I think you forgot to share the screen, maybe? At the bottom? Yeah, perfect.
It's okay.
Now it's working. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you very much.
Sorry for this.
No problem. Sorry.
Okay, let's go. Okay. You can see some afforestation of the bare land during these years from 1953 to 2001. So you can see improvements, and also some other nice picture. You can see how these hills are improved with afforestation. The other project is erosion control at ski runs in Serbia. I have chosen Stara Planina mountain, which construction of ski runs, ski lift and access roads started in 2006. So it's very beautiful. It's beautiful mountain, but soon after, very massive clearings of this part, we can see very negative impacts, such as forest fragmentation, then changes of hydrological conditions, and also erosion processes. Next picture shows very well, in June 2007, networks of gullies. And also in September the same year, you can see how devastated is this place. And also, restoration project started in 2008, and you can see much better situation. And soon after that, in 2009, you can see in March how it is looked like. So which were the effects of this restoration? Erosion control works have stopped degradation processes, of course. And this helped to reestablish vegetation in all this area and renovated the ability of soil to absorb water from rainstorms and snowmelt.
Peter, also, just say 1 more minute to go, please.
Sorry? Okay. And also reduce surface runoff and higher resistance of erosion was obtained. So I would say that our faculties offer, apart from research, our faculties offer degrees in fundamental and applied courses of environmental protection and engineering. I would suggest that multidisciplinary approach recommended, which positive impacts of the project and teaching on the natural environment and society. What is the problem with our university? Coordination of these projects comes from faculties and institutes, not from the University of Belgrade. Our faculties are separate legal entities, and our university is just functional integration of the faculties. And in conclusion, several sentences, I think that more coordination is needed to optimize the impact of the activities undertaken by the university and its institutes and faculties in the field of social and civic responsibility. University of Belgrade, as a leading university, is very active in reducing inequalities also, and also environmental protection. And I would say also that there are several projects in helping shape society in positive way, such as popularization sciences, teaching, and also we have several centers which we could discuss a little bit later, like a Center of Students with Disabilities and so on. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Peter. And just to say to attendees, slides will be circulated after the event today. If you've got any questions for Peter, please do put them in the chat, and Peter